Quelle est ta question que tu te poseras toujours?
Je me demanderai toujours à quoi tu aurais ressemblé.
Hi, and welcome to Kelly, where we talk about life, your life and my life. And through Kelly, we hope to inspire. Have Fee Dieter on the show today, and we are going to talk about your film, Indigo.
Yes.
Right?
Hi, Kelly.
Hello, how
Thank
are
you
you?
for
It's so
having
good
me.
to see you.
Oh, it's been so long since I last saw you, but I'm super happy to be here and get to talk to you all about this amazing project.
Yeah, I'm so excited too because it really feeds in. First of all, you're back and forth from LA to Atlanta right now. So you're traveling a lot. Indigo, this is about a topic that is very much, it's very much permeating Atlanta right now and Georgia because it affects our film industry, and people feel very passionate on both sides, and that is abortion and
reproductive rights in general. Just the general topic of reproductive health and reproductive justice is just crazy.
Yeah, and you were saying that your film represents all sides to show that, and for me, it really is a tough subject.
It is.
Because it's not black and white.
Absolutely. It's kind of like the whole stigma surrounding reproductive rights and abortion has a lot to do with this moral or religious connotation that it has to it, and it's inevitable. It's inevitable because we all feel very strongly personally about whatever it is we believe in, and the problem that we're experiencing right now is that because a lot of those views seem to be not accepted or judged or stigmatized, a lot of the people that have very strong views about one side or the other feel like because of the society or the setting that they're in at a particular moment, they're not really able to talk about it freely.
Right.
And that I just feel like has put so much more onto the problem than fixing it, you know? I feel like the only way to really start removing the stigma surrounding reproductive justice and just in general, this is about health. This is an issue that before being about morality or religious anything, it's about health and about reproductive justice.
Yeah.
So it's about talking
well,
about
you know,
it.
it's all of those hard subjects that are hard to talk about. You know, I mean, racism is like that.
Absolutely.
It's a hard subject to talk about. This is a hard subject to talk about. And I'm going to bring it back to, it's really not a black and white issue.
Yes.
People, there are certain people that find out as they go along that their baby may not be healthy. And we're in a period now where you can make a choice on, what to do about that. Sometimes it's not healthy for the woman to carry it the whole time if the baby is not going to make it anyway. And so, it's
not
so tough.
it's not an easy subject. It's not an easy thing to debate, but while we just spend all this time debating on it, all these women and all these, just anybody that can get pregnant is at risk of not getting the coverage they need. They're at risk of not being able to spot those problems that you talk about early on for fear of being judged, of what will my society say. Sometimes it's not even my society. What will my family think that I'm even talking about this subject openly on your show, for example?
Yes.
You never, and what is social media going to say? But I feel that we're at a time, and it's at a critical time in our country's history, and especially in the state's history, in Georgia and Alabama, especially with what's going on right now, that we have to be brave and we have to start talking about the things that we're scared to talk about.
Yeah.
Because the more we talk about it, even just the two instances that you mentioned now prove that no two cases are the same.
None.
No two stories, no two particular. This is something so specific to every person that experiences it that no two stories are ever going to be exactly alike. So there cannot be a law that blankets everybody because it's just not possible. It's just not possible to talk about what woman A went through and what person B went through over here, or what person C or D went through over there in their time, and maybe with 20 years apart, with 30 years apart, with medicine changing, with different things. But the bottom line is that we want to encourage these conversations by making content like our feature Indigo, which will definitely tackle all these different points of view while respecting the opposite. because that's what's important
I love
here.
that.
It's not about bashing your side. It's
Right.
not I'm right, you're wrong. It's how can we talk about the way we feel about this in a constructive way that helps bridge a little bit of the two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, and more and more as a society, as we learn to do that about different topics,
Absolutely.
the more and more we're going to come together. What I find in life, more than anything, is we're more alike than we think we are. Even people who are on political ends of the spectrum, they're more alike. When you really get down to subjects and how people feel, they're more alike than they think that they are. So last time that I talked to you, you had a documentary that you were doing. Tell me where that is and what's going on with that.
Well, back in 2016, when we last talked, we were here in Atlanta filming Around the World in 80 Anthems, the short film, which followed Capri Everett and her family. They're Guinness World Record holders, and they went around the world to sing national anthems to raise money for orphan and abandoned children. So after we did the short, actually, the funniest thing happened because Damon John from Shark Tank came on board to narrate and executive produce a feature version of it that I got to produce as well. And we've been touring all around the world with that movie and festivals with the short as well. And that just, I don't know, it just got me into this momentum of what else can we do to keep using our voice and keep using our talent to make a difference.
Right.
Kind of like stay on that track of using art for change.
For a purpose.
And exactly, for a purpose.
Yeah.
With impact. And that's kind of like how Indigo was born out of this earlier concept, a 2-minute movie actually that was my thesis in film school when I graduated in 2016 from the New York Film Academy. I presented a 2-minute short that just explored what it would be like for a woman struggling with taking an abortion pill in that moment. And it just spirals into her particular experience, which again is not like another woman kind of like her, but her own experience. And that's really what we wanted to show. And it's really cool because we were able to put that short on Kitchen Films, which is this up and coming amazing platform that I love and support so much, that has offices both in LA and in Egypt and this huge following in the Middle East. And it's just this channel that is dedicated to finding new emerging filmmakers. For example, people that have short films out here in the Southeast. We're actively looking for that kind of content and people that would be interested in putting it in that platform. And basically, I was the example for that. I took my movie and told them, please put it up there and just start spreading the word.
Now, how did you find out about them?
I've known them since my time in LA. They're very close colleagues. We worked together on a lot of projects. The two founders and I think we met back in 2012. In Los Angeles.
So that's the way those connections carry on into it, your connections. What I love to show, and we just did a four-part series workshop, and basically just taking somebody who's been in the film industry and showing the thread that they've made from their beginning and how they've threaded it through the connections and how your connections are so important because you're going to hire people that you like working with.
Absolutely. It's all about, a lot of people, you always hear this cliche about the industry, it's who you know. But what a lot of people don't realize is that who you know more often than not is who you meet along the way that eventually is going to make it somewhere, and you're going to make it somewhere, and you're going to connect again and be like, oh, remember that one time we got really like excited about this one project and we talked about it for like 10 hours at a party? Oh, I remember that. What are you working on right now? And that's how it happens.
Yeah.
You're in the door.
And then what's interesting too is that you can think that you want to work on a project with somebody and you're like, you think you're same mind, and by the end of it, you can hate each other and you're like, oh yeah, we're never doing that again. So the people who make it through with you, and it can be, they can hate you, you can hate you. One thing that I've learned doing this show is like, who hates who?
Oh yeah.
It's very interesting.
There's always a shade just being thrown, but it's part of it. It's part of the magic.
It's just part of it. Yeah. So that's how you find out, by getting on those smaller projects with people, you find out who you want to work with on a bigger. This is for you to remind you that you are a gift in life. I love that you want to open discussions. I never mind if discussions are the same as mine or different than mine. I love people constructively talking about things. The mind opens so much when that happens. How do people find out? What do they follow? How do they follow you?
Well, right now, I want to make a giant call to action. If you have any sort of content, if you're a filmmaker that has a short film and you want to showcase it in an up-and-coming platform, follow us, find us at Kitchen Films, literally just like that, Kitchen Films. And especially if it's a movie that carries a very powerful message, we definitely want to hear from you because we're actively looking for short films that want to get discovered, that want to be seen. And it's super good. Like we're in the million views right now, so definitely some mad exposure.
And what an awesome mission. I mean, when you're living life in a purpose, it just keeps going and going and going.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Some advice to give to an upcoming artist, filmmaker, producer, director.
Let me think. I know. This is a good one, and it touches a little bit on what we were saying about finding your way and finding who you like and who you don't like and all that. I feel that a big part of filmmaking, and honestly what I really feel is the essence of this craft that we're all crazy to be involved in, is to really find your tribe. Find the people that you would rather do this with than anything else in life. Because I feel that film is hard enough as it is.
Yeah.
So if you can do anything else and be happy doing it, by all means consider it.
Yeah.
Because film is not easy. So
and the other thing that I think about is realize that you are a creator. You know, we are creators and we're creating things. And I think that that's happiness in life when you figure out that you've created your life.
Exactly.
You know?
You basically ride your own destiny. It's like you can hold the sail and what's the name of the I'm blacking out.
You can steer
the boat of your own destiny, something like
Yeah.
that. And it's because you have two very important parts. It's you have your heart and that holds your passion for this, and you have your mind that creates all these wonderful things. So when those two are in tune, and you just surround yourself with people that make you want to create and that bring that out in you, just the sky's the limit.
Well, I'm so happy that our paths have crossed.
I'm so happy.
And I hope they keep crossing and keep coming on and sharing with us. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you for having me,
You're
Kelly.
welcome. Guys, we hope this segment inspired and educated you.